Next email is called Compromise. I've been listening to your podcast, and the advice you've given has made me realize a lot of things that my partner and I have been working on. The question I have, though, is something that we've been struggling with for a long time. Whenever I'm mad, I would want some quiet time to let the emotion die down a bit. My partner, however, doesn't like it when I become quiet. It triggers her. But if I keep talking, what I'm afraid of is just saying something I shouldn't. We've tried to compromise as much as we can, but in the heat of the moment, it just doesn't work. I would appreciate both your perspectives on the matter. I want this to work out with my girlfriend, but this just seems like something we can't find a solution to. So in this instance, your girlfriend needs to learn to become okay with you walking away for a minute.
Yep.
I would rather you walk away from me for 25 or 30 minutes than say something that I'm going to think about for the rest of my life.
Right. And that's exactly how that plays out for most people.
Yeah.
Why would you want to intentionally say something, even out of anger, that is going to hurt your person? Because you saying something out of anger is really how you feel. Mm-hmm. You just don't have that filter anymore because you're frustrated in the moment. You're going to let that shit out. Just don't do that. Mm. It's really that fucking simple. Like, I'm starting to get mad right now. I need you to leave me alone for a few minutes. And if she's one of those people that needs that instant conflict resolution, you need to tell her, like, you're not going to get resolution making me angry. I'm starting to get mad. Like, we need to calm down. I need to calm down, and then we need to finish this discussion, but I need time to do that. If
you weren't angry at the beginning of the conversation and her pushing makes you angry, so if you're not angry at the beginning of the conversation and that's something that builds up in the conversation because she keeps pushing for a resolution, or she sounds like a very anxious person.
Yeah.
Very anxious person. Probably has an anxious attachment style.
She could also see that it's him ignoring her in the moment.
Yeah.
This is still, I don't know.
Well, she says it triggers her when he becomes quiet. So there's some things she hasn't worked through.
Right. But we also don't know how he's being quiet. Right. If he just stops talking and she's motor mouth over there screaming and yelling and he's not saying anything, that he could be detaching. Like, there could be a whole lot of things going on inside of him while he's being quiet and she's fucking going Fruit Loops over there. Is he not going, hey, I need to process what you just said. Give me a minute. Or, hey, you're starting to raise your voice and it's starting to affect my emotional state. I need you to calm down and just give me a few minutes. Or is he just being silent while she's losing her shit? Because there's no communication there. At that point, I could see where she's getting frustrated. If you were to say something to me and I didn't acknowledge you, and you were to say it again and I didn't acknowledge you, and you were to say it again and you could tell that I'm
been like, listen here, fucker.
Right.
I know you hear me.
See how frustrating that would get?
Yeah.
Like, it comes down to the emotional maturity to be like,
well, she said that she's not frustrated. He said she's not frustrated. She becomes triggered. So when she's triggered, she's in a panicking moment. So she's looking for that resolution to satiate the panic that she's having. So my reaction would be, I wouldn't be triggered and anxious and thinking that you're going to leave me because you're not responding to me. I'd be like, how disrespectful of you to ignore me as your wife when I'm trying to have a conversation with you.
Right. But wouldn't that also come down to exactly what I said in the response that he would be giving or that I would be giving to you? Because if you were talking to me and I just stopped speaking to you and sat in silence while you were trying to talk, that would be a very different scenario than me going, hey, I'm processing what you said. I need a minute.
Right. That would be very different scenario for me. Because she's triggered and panicking, I don't think it matters what he says to her. She wants that resolution.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't say what says triggers her is that when he stops talking.
Right.
We don't know how he stops talking.
Right. So if there hasn't already been a conversation of, I stopped talking because I'm shutting down so I don't blow up on you,
right,
then the conversation has to be had.
That was my point.
If you guys, so he said we try to compromise as much as we can, but in the heat of the moment, it just doesn't work. If you guys are trying to figure out how to make this work in an argument, you're never going to do it. Mm-hmm. These conversations need to happen outside of an argument. So in the heat of the moment and you say, I need a minute, she's going to think logically for one moment and be like, this is what he told me.
Yep. Y'all need a safe word. When I get overwhelmed, I'm going to say this word and you're going to know to shut up.
Yeah. And the safe word could be anything.
Yeah. People really need to be doing the check-ins.
They really do. You guys just need to have basic conversations of how you react in certain situations.
Yep.
You know how you are as a human being. Hey guys, if you enjoyed that, found it entertaining, funny, or even learned something you didn't know before, share it. And if you're not subscribed, why aren't you? And for those of you who want to support us, get access to exclusive content and live streams, we do have a Patreon. All the links are in the description.